In this episode, we're going to be looking at the installation of my backdrop and a problem I ran into and how I went about solving it. So let's get inside. Howdy train fans, welcome back to the Chattanooga Southern Railroad. So I've been installing my backdrop on my layout and ran across a problem with this, and I wanted to go over that with you and the solution that I came up with this past weekend. If you look at the backdrop, this is behind the north portion of my railroad. I have been using the thinner style of the hardboard. And one of my stanchions are set at 2 feet apart. There's one here where you can see these screws there. There's also one there with the screws there. And what you'll notice is that as the temperature has fluctuated a little bit and this material has acclimated, it is presenting a gap between the two stanchions. You can see it there. The light behind helps to amplify that so you can see that. So I came up with a solution after some thought. And I want to share that with you in case you are doing this on your layout and you have the same problem. So let's get into that. So here I am on the L&N interchange section of the layout. On the other side of this backdrop that I installed this weekend is the head's yard. And before I put in the backdrop here for the L&N section, I wanted to address that issue that I just showed you over there. And so after thinking about this, and especially in a situation like this where I'm going to have the backdrop on both sides of the risers here, I want to make sure that this is addressed for the layout. So let me show you what I came up with. Because my stanchions are 2 feet nominal, you'll see that a little bit closer here and here. I'm really focused in on this interface of the backdrop to the bottom edge of the layout. And the reason I'm concerned about that is if I put up a lot of background buildings, which I'm planning on doing, and the scenery along there, I don't want that backdrop to move away or move towards and start to bow and all that stuff. I'm not so much worried about what's happening up top, because most people are not going to see that, especially with the valance, the lighting valance that's going to be installed here. So what I did was I went and cut a couple 1x2 6-inch pieces, and my plan is to halfway in between my existing stanchions drive this block, if I can get it started, down in like that. And then I've got one for here as well. If I can get it to go in. I'm not looking for it to stick up too far. It doesn't need to. Again, I'm only worried about that lower interface across here. And so I've got 4 of these for the L&N interchange. Sometimes it takes turning them at an angle sometimes helps a lot. Oop, that one's a little loose. Well, doesn't want to go where I want it to go. And then, of course, one down here. Even though this is a shorter distance, I'm still going to tap one down in there. And I only need it to stick up about 3. Well, that one's really loose. I only need it to stick up about 3 inches. And my goal here is I will run a screw in on this backdrop on the far side into this block, and also on this side, and that way it'll sandwich together. It will keep both that backdrop over there and the backdrop here aligned and straight all the way across the bottom, so at that scenery interface I have no problems. So that's my solution. Hope that helps you. So that's how I'm going to solve this problem, but I wanted to give you one additional tip as as I leave you here. One of the reasons I'm making this stanchion about 3 inches high is because I want to make sure that when I drive a screw from the other side and from this side, that those two screws don't run into each other. Okay, so I'm going to put one screw at a higher point on the back side there, and then one at a lower on this side, so that again they don't intersect with one another when I put them in. So with that, we'll see you all down the tracks. Bye.